Hey everyone, welcome back and happy, Wednesday. All right, guys. Well, last night we got the Valley, and of course I'm gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna lie, like there are certain parts of the Valley that I am truly just not enjoying right now. And there are other parts where I see like a certain level of vulnerability where I think that there are moments that are great. So I'm gonna sort of just pick this all apart. I'm gonna share it with you guys, see what you think, and I'm gonna give my unfiltered opinion, honestly. I don't have the same connection with this cast that I did with Vanderpump Rules, so I feel like I can do that. And if it's something that somebody doesn't like, then it's not meant to be offensive. It's just meant to be like, I'm covering this. These are my opinions. If you like them, great. If you don't, that's okay. We all have them. And yeah, we're just gonna keep it moving. So here we go. Smash the like button, show some love. And again, Mayday's here, so she will not leave my side. Here we go. All right, guys. So, just to give you a couple tidbits from last night's episode, one of the biggest things was the fact that the cast was suggesting that Danny Bucco has this drinking issue. Listen, here's the thing. The guy went behind the scenes. I am not justifying anything that he did with Jasmine Good or her partner. He went behind the scenes. He went into a pantry closet and he chugged tequila out of a warm bottle. What I don't understand is you guys were all drinking. Everybody was getting shit faced. Not everybody, but for the most part, everybody. And at the end of the day, really, like the guy went, he left, he worked. That I think that you're barking up the wrong tree. Now, the way he was sitting there, apparently touching Jasmine Good and saying, call me daddy and grabbing her leg, absolutely not. But he apologized for that, and she accepted the apology. So this is another thing that I don't like. If I move forward with you, I'm the type of person like if you apologize to me and I'm not ready to accept it, I'm not going to accept it. I'm going to be like, you know what? Thank you for apologizing. Don't care. And I'm going to keep it moving. However, you did accept it. So that's the part where I'm like, you're coming off a little wild to me. But Janet Caperna did suggest that Danny Bucco might have a drinking or substance abuse issue. I think a lot of the cast did. And I was happy to see Kristen Doute sticking up for him in that moment. But Jasmine Good, she accused Danny of inappropriate behavior, which again, he apologized for, but this was after he was intoxicated. It doesn't make it right that he apologized, but you accepted the apology. So this is one of those moments for me personally where I've had this happen, especially as like a gay dude. I've had people who have come up and they've been incredibly inappropriate with me. And if they do apologize and I'm not willing to accept it, I'm like, piss off with that apology. I don't care. This world is like massive. There's billions of people here, and you could do whatever you want. Really, do whatever you want. I don't care. But also, like, I guess I'm not so quick to accept things from people, you know? And if I do accept something from you, then I am ready to move on. That's the only reason I'm going to accept anything from you. And he shouldn't have touched her. And he also shouldn't have flirted with her fiance without consent, But when I was listening to Jasmine Good last night, where she was saying, we go out and it's me and we go out and sometimes guys hit on us and they think it's a joke and yada yada and they don't treat us like we're a real relationship. Just in my mind, I'm not discounting or discrediting what she's saying, but what I am going to say is I'm in the same boat as you. I'm just a male and a male and not a female and a female. However, I think that this is being played up to a whole new level of just, it's coming off now like we're reaching for a storyline. Otherwise, if you felt so strongly, then stand in your truth. Put your 10 toes down. Say, I don't accept your apology. Say, I think you're bullshit. Say, I think you have a substance abuse issue. Why are we jumping down like Nia's throat and saying, "Oh, well, you need to get control on him, Nia"? It's like, no, the girl is doing her best. She's also defending her partner, her husband, the father of her children. She's doing everything that she should be doing in this moment. You're the one who's sitting there and you're playing double-sided two faces, Jekyll and Hyde, yin and yang. Like, I'm so mad at you, I forgive you. But then going back over and being like, you know what? But what? This is how I feel, and I'm sorry. This is so triggering to me. That's okay. If it's triggering to you, that is okay. It's not okay that you're triggered, but it is okay to be triggered in a situation that doesn't make you feel uncomfortable. But what you do with that information, how you operate after, that means everything. So you need to figure out which lane you're going to be in, because you cannot sit there and toe the line and walk this like, well, I'm going to do what works for me. So in the moment where the storyline is now becoming dead, I'm offended again. But when it's not, it's like, oh, well, I am sorry to Nia, but it's like, no, I think this is just bullshit. I think it's bullshit, and I think it's hard to watch, and I think that the show is, honestly, it's lacking authenticity because of this. And then if you go over to Hulu and you watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, they're absolutely killing it with that show because they don't have the same bullshit. Even when one of their cast members, Demi, when she wanted to fabricate some sort of storyline with one of the main cast member, Taylor Frankie Paul's, ex-boyfriend, Dakota, and make up some fake, like, oh, we might be having an affair. They were like, no, we don't want to do that because it reads through. Right? So moving on. Nia, she did defend their relationship, but she also acknowledged some of her own challenges. And she said that there were moments where her and her mom, they lived in the back of people's yards and tents and also in cars, and they were homeless. And she said, so she does choose to present herself a certain way, and she does choose to lean into positivity because that's what works for her. Everything that she was saying, it actually broke my heart for her, but it did read authentic, and it's real. And to sit there and take that information and not digest it, like, thank God for Kristen Doute in this moment, because I think that Kristen Doute is doing the best job as far as the cast right now and exhibiting just a mindful behavior as to what this should look like on a reality show, what this would look like in a normal situation. Most people would take that and be like, okay, we get why you're doing it. You're operating the way that you are. But all she said was, if you guys have something to say, just say it to my face. You guys have so many opinions, but you don't want to say any of it to my face. Why? I agree with her. But then on top of that, there was this.
Like, he was going backwards in life. He started drinking more. He started doing drugs. He started just doing all these things in his 40s when he wasn't doing that before we got married or while we were married.
Really? Okay. What kind of drugs was he doing?
He started doing coke after Isabella was born, and our entire relationship, we were together for years. I'm very anti-drugs, and so was he. He was like, people don't do that. That's an absolute no. And then once I had a baby, like, I started noticing things. I started asking him because it was very apparent and obvious. And I could see him lying to my face. And it was just very difficult.
That's crazy. What was he? I mean,
I said, like, he was going back.
I do want to add to this too. I'm sure he's not going to love this. I don't really know anybody who would. This is a tumultuous relationship, but this is a very real, raw relationship. You can tell these two do not get along. But when it comes to Kristen Doute and Luke Broderick, they apparently have postponed their wedding plans, waiting for the birth of their daughter. But they also expressed that they do have intentions to move out of Los Angeles. They're probably not going to move out of Los Angeles anytime soon. I had to hiss at the cat. They don't plan on moving out anytime soon, I don't think, until the show's over. I think that they're going to rake in as much as they can. But if you guys didn't see last night, Scheana came on too, and people were like, why? We don't want her. I don't think that that was enough that we were given. Like, I even asked Jason, and Jason was like, I don't see why Scheana was on the show. I don't think it was enough of Scheana to be able to say that we don't want her on the show. I think that we need to give that more time, because right now, the cast that I'm looking at, I've said this multiple times, I can see 4 people at least that should not be on the show. And I want to hear what you guys think. Guys, pop off in the comment section, please. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And yeah, we'll see you in just a little bit. I hope this wasn't too intense for you guys, but I do appreciate you listening. Bye, guys.